Programa Fala Carlão. Oferecimento Bradesco. Contrate crédito rural e concorra a tratores 0 km.
Hello guys, this is one more Speak Carlão, and as usually, we'll talking to the people to the high level, the high stand shelf in the agribusiness here in Brazil. Today, it's an honor to me and our people to receive here Corinne Ricard. She is the president of Mosaic here in Brazil. And Corinne, thank you very, very, very much for your time, for your disposition to talk about your life and your business here at Fala Carlão.
Thank you. It's a great opportunity. It's good to talk to you.
Let's talk about, I used to say here, nobody was born president or something like that, but everybody has a good history of life, of personal life. And I would like to start off this point with you.
I was born in the United States, and my family moved many times because my father worked for Monsanto a long, long time ago. Oh. And we finally moved to Minnesota when I was in elementary school. And I finished my my college and university there in Minnesota. And I started working with Cargill right after I graduated from the University of Minnesota.
And how was your professional career until your current position at Mosaic? Give us an overview about that.
Sure. You know, I loved my time with Cargill. I moved very, very frequently. I was a commodity trader, and I worked in the soybean crushing department. So I was at many different soybean plants, buying soybeans, selling meal to people who were feeding animals, and trading in the soy complex. And I moved around pretty frequently. And then I moved to Canada with Cargill, and I was trading foreign exchange. And so I got my first experience of trying to deal with U.S. priced grain and foreign exchange, which is very tricky. I know for your listeners, that's probably a big subject of conversation. And then I moved back to the United States, and I started in the fertilizer division of Cargill in 1993. And then when Mosaic was formed in 2004, I left Cargill and joined the new combined entity of Mosaic in 2004.
And let's talk about Brazil. How long have you been here in Brazil, and how do you like Brazil? What is your impressions?
I live in Sao Paulo, but I have had the opportunity to go around to a lot of our operations and see. And I really love working in Brazil. I had a lot of time visiting these markets and managing and supervising the business here when it was a smaller business, just a distribution business. But it's different to live in a country and really get a feel for the culture and the people. And so I'm really enjoying the time in Brazil and looking forward to things returning to more normal after the pandemic, where you can really get more interaction with our customers and more interaction with Brazilians in general.
And how does Mosaic deal with the diversity? Diversity is an important thing in all its nuances, like nationality, race, and color, sexual orientation, everything. I think this is a very important point. And these days,
it's very important. Mosaic is really striving to create an inclusive environment that welcomes everybody. So, you know, all different underrepresented groups coming together and really feeling, you know, free to be themselves and appreciated for their differences. And those differences are viewed as positive attributes that contribute to more creativity and more energy, new ideas, new perspectives. So we have, as a company, we have goals in terms of greater participation, and to create that inclusive environment and that diverse environment. And we're well on our way. And I'm very excited and proud of what we're accomplishing.
And let's talk about ESG, these three magical letters in the corporate today. What are the company dealing on this topic?
Yeah. So ESG for Mosaic, we have a number of different initiatives, but we're largely aligning with the UN mandates of objectives. And we're looking at, everything from food security. Our industry is at an intersection of the importance of this area. Everything from, diversity and inclusion that we've talked about, but also food security, climate impacts from agriculture, water impacts from agriculture, social development of communities and environments where we work. There's just a number of these areas that from the UN Compact that come together, in particular in agribusiness. And so for Mosaic, it's really important that we identify things in these areas that we can commit to and that we measure and make progress on, so that we can be really proud of our industry as agriculture as contributing to the environment and to social development. I think that's very important.
Let's take an overview about the company's figures and tell me about the in the world and here in Brazil. I was talking about billions, employers, everything, profits. What do you want to do about to talk about this?
Sure. Well, Mosaic as a company is divided into different business segments, right? And the Mosaic Fertilizantes business is one of those three business segments. And so overall, we had a very successful year last year. Our North American business segments, one is phosphates and one is potassium. And both of those businesses produce about 9 million tons of product. And it's largely sold about 40-50% within North America. Actually, maybe 40-60% for North American sales, and the rest is exported. And the Brazil business, of course, is a little bit different because we have a big distribution business as well as a production business within Brazil. And the production business here, was a combination of the assets that we acquired from Vale when they wanted to exit the fertilizer business, and then a distribution business that was part of our business originally.
Speaking in distribution, I was to show this magazine is Agro Revenda, and Agro Revenda is the most important magazine from this distribution sector here in Brazil. And I would like to show everything of this one. Look at this. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. This is very, very, very important segment here in Brazil. And where about this Mosaic is a very important play, a great responsibility to improve our numbers of this segment.
Environmentally, yeah, I think it's a terrific outline of some of the things that we've been doing. I think one of the huge opportunities in Brazil is related, as you showed, to the Pastos product lines. Degraded pastures, the soils and degraded pastures are a big opportunity in Brazil, where we can improve the sequestration of carbon in the root structures of pastures. At the same time, it's benefiting, of course, the environment, and it's creating healthier soils. But at the same time, it's very good for animal nutrition. We're seeing improvements in animal nutrition, and that means more profitability for farmers, as well as a better environment. And so just another of these innovations and opportunities that we're so excited about here for Brazil.
And speaking of opportunities like that, I would like to know about you. Where does the company intend to be in 5 or 10 years here in Brazil? What are the transformations that must be done?
We started on the transformation journey when we purchased the production assets from Vale. So there were, I think, 5 phosphate mines, a potash mine, and some chemical plants. And we started an initiative to integrate our businesses and transform our businesses. Those assets were not quite at a world scale competitiveness wise. And so we really needed to focus on putting in some new technologies and new capabilities, improving the cost structure. And we've really done that very successfully. We've had 2 rounds of transformation. The first one delivered, about 300 million. The second one delivered about another 300 million in terms of US dollars of transforming the business. And so it's really been fantastic. So when you look at that, it's hard to project where we'll be in 5 to 10 years because we have so many opportunities. I think some of the things everyone has read about in the news that production opportunities within Brazil need to be expanded. The country needs to improve its, it will be hard to get to self-sufficiency with the rate of growth in Brazil, but we need to produce more within Brazil. And so I'm hoping that we have opportunities to expand our production in Brazil. We are always looking at different opportunities, but also just keeping up with the rapid growth of the demand on farm is a project in and of itself, just to keep up with that growth in the distribution. New areas of the country, new innovative products are all part of the things that we're working on to grow for the next 5 years.
As a woman who reached to the top, I asked you some point on your career. Did you feel some kind of prejudice? If yes, how did you deal with it?
I have to be honest that when I started my career, I didn't even notice much difference. There were not a lot of women in the industry, but I had grown up and worked in businesses as a young person that were largely male dominated. And so it didn't even occur to me that there might be some challenges or differences, but I know that that's not common. I know a lot of women did not have that environment growing up, and so they probably experienced more challenges than I have. I also felt really fortunate that I worked at a company that has been focused on giving opportunities for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. I've been working nearly 40 years in this industry, and so I don't personally think that I faced many challenges, but I know that it's a very real thing for a lot of women. And I hope that agriculture is changing. I think that it is. I know it's important that we change. And I also would say that the company that you work for can make a really big difference.
Corinne, I love your participation here with us. Thank you very much. And an honor for us to receive you here at Fala Carlão. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Great discussion.
Just a little message. If you do not forget to push the bell, to sign our channel, and send this video to all your friends. Thank you very much. I speak here with Corinne Ricard. She's president of Mosaic here in Brazil. Thank you very much. Thank you so much to stay here with this time with us. And I ask you and your team, leave your like and comments at this interview, please.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, people. See you at next interview. Thank you very much for you stay here. Muito obrigado pela sua participação aqui nesse Fala Carlão e pela sua audiência. Eu vejo todos vocês no nosso próximo programa. Valeu, gente. Fui.
Programa Fala Carlão. Oferecimento Bradesco. Contrate crédito rural e concorra a tratores 0 km.